welcome to our little education celebration. Everyone excited to be here?
Yeah.
All right, I am too. This is such an amazing opportunity for everyone. We're just going to hear a few words from some of the people who helped facilitate this program. Firstly, I'd like to invite up our amazing principal, Mr. Emerly Martinez.
Good afternoon. Now, specifically, I'm looking at our future educators that I once was sitting in a chair just like you as a senior that already knew that I was going to go into teaching. And I got to tell you, I am just so excited about this program. And certainly, I want to thank, some of the key people that have been instrumental in creating this program. So definitely Ms. Hall and Ms. Lyons, who have been on the forefront of this work over the last year. So thank you. And of course, certainly our, really supportive superintendent, Dr. Ricca, and the Board of Education. And certainly, we also want to recognize and acknowledge our amazing teacher that signed up to do this work, Ms. Simmons. And we are also fortunate to have some amazing partners that continue to do this work with us. So certainly to our elected officials that are here today, Shelley Mayer and of course Chris Burdick, who are here. We're so proud and thankful for the partnership and the generosity of thinking of us through this process, so thank you. And of course, we also want to acknowledge our higher education partners, Pace University, WCC, who are partnering with us as well, so thank you. And I think another part that makes this such a unique program is also our connection and our partnership with our union. So NYSET, our WPTA, and certainly our CSEA folks that are all part of this group together. So thank you for your support as well. And on that note, I just want to say I'm so excited that this program is here. It's exciting to see so many of our students have opted into a program. As a principal, when we create new courses, it's always like not sure if it's going to fly, and certainly it has flown because you can see how large of a group we have, and I know that it's going to grow with our students hearing more about it because you guys are going to be our ambassadors to tell other students how great of a program it is and the amazing opportunities that it's going to have for you and others down the road. And I'll say this one last thing, education is so important, and I know, Dr. Ricca, we've had these conversations, you said this too at times, right, which is that everybody else needs us as teachers. Everybody's going to need you as an educator before they can have any other profession. No other profession can happen unless they've gone through education. So that's really important, and it's a really amazing career path, and hopefully you'll stick with it. And I know because you're starting early that you already are on the right track because you're already starting to set those goals to really impact the lives of other students. And I know you're going to do that because you're going to be helping out with our students right here in the White Plains City School District. So welcome everybody, and so grateful for this opportunity to thank you.
All right, awesome encouraging words from our principal. Thank you so much. And we are now going to invite up Dr. Joseph Ricca.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Mr. Martinez, and again to everybody who helped make this happen. This is the result of teamwork, and it's the result of a vision of the importance of making sure there's a pathway in high school for students who are interested in education. Mr. Martinez is right, I use that line all the time. It doesn't matter, the most successful person in the world, whoever you think they might be, started with a great teacher. And continued with great educators around them. And by the way, educators come in all different types of forms. You're choosing the professional pathway of education, and that is really exciting to me. It's really exciting to me too because I anticipate I'll be able to hire all of you, which is fantastic. But really, today's a celebration of the community coming together, and we certainly couldn't do it without the support of our elected officials. You're tremendous, and I have to tell you, on behalf of the Board of Education, every single one of our Board of Education members is going to be watching the recording that's taking place right now because every single one of them is completely committed to this pathway. And we want to see it grow, and the other thing we want to see is it replicated. That's what's really important, that we can make this program happen all around the state of New York and maybe all around the country so that we don't have to worry so much about having high-quality educators in classrooms for future generations of children. You're on the forefront of that, and that is really, really exciting. I am so blessed to just be able to be part of this. And I want to thank all of you for stepping up and coming into the role of education. I have to tell you, I didn't think I was going to be a teacher. I thought I was going to be an attorney. I was going to be in New York City making millions of dollars. And I figured I'd go to law school at night and start teaching history during the day. Well, I started teaching history during the day, and I never looked back. Never for once. And now that was the year 2000, right? And from that moment to today, I am so proud of the choice to remain in education because I know the power that comes with being a dedicated teacher. We're really fortunate in White Plains. We have amazing teachers around us all the time. We want to make sure that that experience is felt by every single child all throughout the country. So, thank you all for being part of this inaugural program. Thanks to all of our supporters, our elected officials. The teamwork in the White Plains City School District is second to none. I have to just give a shout out to Mrs. Lyons, because Mrs. Lyons, if you've not had a chance, and I think you all have, had a chance to connect with Mrs. Lyons. When Mrs. Lyons gets something, an idea in her head, that idea is going to come to life. And I have to tell you, in this venture, when we talked initially, I said, Mrs. Lyons, let's go. And here we are. So thank you all. And no, they're going to come up and introduce, I think, our next esteemed guest.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ricca. Our next esteemed guest speaking will be Senator Shelley Mayer.
Thank you. This is really so exciting. So here's sort of the backstory of part of this. So Mrs. Lyons and Dr. Ricca had this idea that we needed to encourage people in high school to think about becoming teachers. And for me, as the chair of the Senate Education Committee, who also represents White Plains, one of our priorities is getting more diversity among teachers for all of our schools throughout New York. So I thought, this is fantastic. Get young people actually interested, learn something about teaching, see if they want to move on, and then, as Dr. Ricca said, maybe they're going to end up teaching in White Plains, a fantastic district, might I add. So what happened is they came with their idea, and I said, you got to make it go this way, you got to make it go that way. If you want money, you got to do this. You got to talk to Chris Burdick, you got to talk to Amy Paul and my colleagues in the Assembly who represent White Plains. You got to change it. And actually, it's a lesson for all of us because they didn't just have an idea and give it to us and we went with it to find the money. We had to have input in changing to make it work and to make it get funded. They had to be flexible enough to say, okay, we like it this way, but you say we have to do it that way. We're going to work together. We worked together, as Dr. Ricca said, and Ms. Lyons said, we made this partnership to create this class. And then we came up with a little bit of money. Chris Burdick, who will speak, your Assembly member, Amy Paul, who's not here, our Assembly colleague, and myself in the Senate. And we were like, then we got invited, and there's this class, and there's so many kids here. And it's so thrilling to think that you are learning and considering the possibility of teaching, and you got these great T-shirts, and which I might have to get. Although I would just say, being a teacher is probably one of the hardest professions anyone could imagine. When you just deal with grown-ups, you can sort of say, all right, be quiet, and people do. But with kids, it doesn't work that way. And you have to like kids. You have to like kids. That is a game changer. Not everybody's cut out for that. And you have to like learning the best ways to communicate and educate. And so thank you to White Plains, to the board, to the administration, to the incredible partnership with the union, all the unions, to the principal, everyone who has made this happen, and our higher ed partners. I'm thrilled. I could not be more pleased to be here to see this happen. So congratulations to you. And do I turn it back to you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Senator Mayer. So our next esteemed guest is going to be Assembly Member Chris Burdick. Give it up.
Well, thank you so much, and I have to tell you, it is really such a pleasure to be here today. And, it's been said, but it can't be said enough about how this came about as a collaboration and a partnership. And you know what? This is when government is working right. When everybody's getting together and saying, gee, you know, I like the idea, and as Shelley was saying, and boy, what a super, super advocate you have with Shelley, head of the Education Committee. You cannot get better than that. You just can't get better. And so, but that's how it happens. And a real shout out, as has been stated, to the tenacity of Mrs. Lyons, because it wouldn't have happened without her. But let's remember what this is. This is what they call a pilot program. And I was saying a few minutes ago to you students here that you're in the vanguard, you're in the forefront of this. And you know what? I have such tremendous confidence in all of you that you're going to show that this is what must be done statewide. Because the whole idea of a pilot program is you try it out. You see if it works. And if it works, as Dr. Ricker had said, you replicate it and you have it go statewide. And boy, is there a need. There's a need, and I think I may have mentioned this, 180,000 teachers are needed in the next 10 years. That's a big number. And in order to fill that, we need enthusiastic young people like yourselves to say, you know what? I think this is the path I want to go. I think this is something that what I want to do. You know, Shelley's absolutely right. Very tough profession. But I also will say it's an enormously rewarding profession. You can talk to the teachers who inspired you and say, why'd you do this? How does it feel now? And I guarantee you they would reinforce what you're planning to do. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to be a small part of making this program be launched at this time. It's one of the proudest moments for me, and thank you so very much. Go to it.
All right, thank you so much so far. I am actually going to say a few words. I'm the first of two students who are going to speak. I'm honestly so excited to be a part of this program. I specifically either want to teach special education or math. And as a student with an IEP and in advanced classes, I see so many different dimensions of the educational system. You know, I see all of these opportunities for support that we have, such as special education classes, individual services, and things like that. And I also see so many forms of enrichment, such as this class, AP classes, dual enrollments, things like that. And I also see some of the struggles that we have in education as we're trying to grow and better provide access for our students. And honestly, I'm so excited to be in these classes because I want to improve the education system. I want to teach students. I want to pass on this legacy of knowledge that we've been given. And I really just can't wait. So thank you so much. Now, the next student, our other speaking student is Isabella, so I invite her to come up now.
So I'm the second student out of the two, and I want to become a music teacher. And like Nula said, I was part of the ENL program through the middle school, and I also take advanced classes. And just like Nula said, I also see like a wide spectrum of what the school has to offer, and what not like it's missing, but we need to get better at. And I see so many like great opportunities that you bring ENL students that need, translations. And I just I'm grateful that I came to this district because I was able to learn English so fast, and sorry, I was able to learn English so fast, and I had such a great support and connections that I made throughout middle school and now in high school. When I first started as a freshman, I didn't know I wanted to become a teacher. I knew I liked music, But as like the years pass by, I'm one of the officers of SEED, which stands for Seeking Educational Equity and Diversity. And what we do is we do PowerPoints, and we just like teach students about things that are related to like ongoing issues about school, right? Like related to religion, race, discrimination, and others to bring more awareness. And seeing how like students change throughout the years and like the meetings that we do, like it made me like open my eyes to see how much of like a change just like small meetings could have of students who voluntarily come to clubs. And after this, like, you know, looking through like my school experiences as well, like it made me realize I wanted to become a teacher, especially a music teacher, since that's my passion. And I wanted to become a teacher because I'm passionate about music. Seeing all the hard work my teachers put into choosing music, doing the lessons, and planning events makes me realize how much of an impact being a teacher leaves on students. I want to be part of the important task of teaching kids to learn, love, and care for their instruments, as well as motivating them to keep playing their instrument and find passion in them even after graduation. Seeing other students find comfort, security, and assurance in themselves throughout the years makes me realize how much of an important role teachers have in the formation of students' thoughts, personalities, and hopes.
And as students in this program, we are so privileged to be here and so excited. We would like to thank the following people for making this possible. Senator Shelley Mayer,
Assembly Member Burdick,
Assembly Member Pollen,
White Plains Board of Education,
our Superintendent, Dr. Ricka,
Westchester Community College,
Pace,
Mr. Martinez and Mrs. Hall,
and NYSUT and WPTA.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
And now, last but certainly not least, I would like to invite up Miss Sarah Hall and Kara Lyons.
But you had just mentioned about how small groups of people in clubs can make changes. And this program shows that when people come together to have conversations, that incredible things can happen. So never underestimate your ability to make something happen and know everyone's expertise. Ms. Hall has planning expertise. Mr. Martinez knows how to be supportive. Ms. Simmons, you know her incredible skills, right? Dr. Ricka always has vision, and these folks are elected officials, are here to provide support, guidance, and also enact statewide change and local change. And here's another community partner who started it all. This happened because I asked Jen Argenta to take a walk because I had an idea, and she said, I'm going to make a Zoom with everyone. I'm going to create a Zoom. And here we are. And now all of you have these opportunities. You can transfer high school credits. You can start working as a teaching assistant. You can explore another part of education. You can go to WCC. You can then continue on at Pace, or you can choose your adventure any way you choose, but you have all of this behind you. So thank you for making this decision and for saying yes, and let's encourage others and let's learn from this.
I think Ms. Lyons said it all, but what I want to do is I want to thank everyone from the Board of Education, Dr. Ricka, Assemblymember Burdick, Shelley Bayer, my partner in crime, Kara, Jen Argenta. This did start out with a really small idea, and I'm not forgetting Ms. Simmons and Mr. Martinez. This did start out with one simple conversation. Kara came to me and was like, we're going to do this. And I was like, oh my God, I have this great idea. We're going to do this. And we started tapping everybody. And it's one small conversation is now an educator pathway at White Plains High School. And I'm proud to be part of this process. And I can't wait for the day that all of you come back to do your student teaching here at White Plains High or in any of our elementary schools. As Dr. Ricca said, we actually expect you to come back. There's no negotiation there. It's just the power of teamwork. We could not do this without everyone's love and passion. So thank you. This was a small idea that we had, and it's literally a dream come true for all of us. So thank you for all that you guys are doing, and thank you guys for your continued support of our program. This check is for your dual enrollment credit at WCC.
So sometimes there are people behind the scenes that are the glue for everything. Haven't you ever felt like you did the work and someone forgot you? That happened today. Miss Emiliana Ulai, who organized all of these meetings. Let's give her a round of applause. Emiliana, thank you for all things.